One of the main reasons Tekashi was able to have such successful interviews with The Breakfast Club is because of his ability to control the room. Tekashi has the gift of gab, and with that, he's able to manipulate people with words and bend certain situations to his will. Now, that's because English is his dominant language. Now, unfortunately, Spanish isn't. Tekashi is Puerto Rican and Mexican. I am Dominican, like Cardi B, AZ, Dave East, Joel Santana, and a host of others. Since Spanish isn't his dominant language, you get a different sort of Tekashi69 in this interview. His eye contact is different. His body language is different. He has to defer to other people in the room to connect his thoughts. I think this plays its way into Tekashi's persona. Tekashi somehow convincing himself that when he goes into certain situations, he is who he says he is because he can control people in the room. He didn't have the ability to do that in this situation, so what you got was more Daniel Hernandez than Tekashi69. Now, this isn't a psychoanalysis on Tekashi69. This is me relating to the fact that when you speak two languages and you are a son of immigrants, you sort of have that duality of being confident in your dominant language. And when you speak your native language, you're not as convincing. You're not as charismatic. And that was Tekashi69's power. It's part of what made him, or most of what made him so successful. Now, this interview that was done here was in April of 2018 with a radio station by the name of La Mega. La Mega is not a hip hop radio station. They deal with salsa and merengue. Now, this is a completely different demographic, a completely different age group, so you get a completely different Tekashi69. I also want to mention that in this translation that you are about to hear, if you hear me say the same words that Tekashi says, it's because Tekashi's speaking Spanglish. He's throwing in English with Spanish because, you know, if you're the son of immigrants, you know, you can relate to the fact that when you aren't speaking that language, you're sort of disarmed in the face of elders or in the face of just not speaking to people who speak English. So you have to throw in your dominant language to assert some form of identity that your words are making sense. But do not forget to like this video and enjoy. I'd like to tell a story. I have a daughter. She's 2. Yeah, she's 2. Uh-huh. And I don't want to lie here on the radio because I think a lot of rappers and artists lie. I wasn't a good father when she was born. I wasn't. Irresponsible isn't the word. I was worse. I sacrificed the first 1.5 to 2 years of her life so I could pursue this dream that I wanted so much, which was the music. But I looked at it like this. If I sacrifice 2 years of her life that she won't even remember, this is how I thought about it. But it's real important for her and for me, for both of us, for her future, because if I sacrifice these years, this time, I don't have to worry about when she's 18 and she needs this and she needs that. And then because she doesn't have it, she gets on a pole and strips. So I'd rather sacrifice these years so I can provide for not just her, but her mother, my family, my friends. Those 2 years that I sacrifice, I can support everyone. Yes, I love my child's mother. I think one of the reasons, well, I know the reasons particularly, I know, but I think one of the reasons why is because I wasn't meant to win. I wasn't, how do you say this in Spanish? I wasn't, I wasn't designed to win. How he won so fast and why so many people love him is, my story is this: you either hate me or love me. There's nothing in the middle. You either hate me or love me. One big reason is why people hate me so much is when I was 18, I caught a case. And the case was, I had a minor. She was 14 in a video. I was making a music video. I downloaded it to the internet. I uploaded it, thinking she was older. And that's a common thing. A lot of artists deal with this. Women say they're a certain age, but they lie about their age. But I don't pay too much mind to it because I know the type of person I am. I think people use that and say, fuck this kid. Or we don't want anything to do with him. But they don't take the time to investigate or research to find out what really happened. And I hate explaining myself. Because I feel if I explain myself, I feel like I'm guilty. Yeah, I'm very aggressive, but that's how I am. And I'm not going to change. Yeah. But this is what happened when I was 18. I pled guilty. But not because I did it, but because I was scared. When I went to prison, my bail, how do you say bail? My bail was $100,000. My mother wasn't working. My brother was a busboy. Where am I going to get this money from? Where am I going to get $100,000 from? And that really, no, it didn't motivate me. It scared me. My heart fell to my stomach. And I called my mother and my brother from Central Bookings, and I said, sell everything. But we didn't have anything. We had nothing. What are we going to sell? And my mother was crying, and she was suffering. And I was thinking, how could I get out of this situation? I couldn't find the solution. The cases kept getting dismissed, and I was scared. And I was in Rikers Island, and I didn't know what to do or say. They told me, I said I was at the wrong place at the wrong time. I didn't even have a real lawyer. I had a public defender that was appointed to me, and he was telling me, you just have to take this. And I was scared, and I said, I'll take whatever, just as long as I don't take 15 years. And they told me, you have to take 7 at least. And I said, no, I'm going to take it to trial. And you know, when you lose in trial, you get the maximum sentence. And I was frightened. And through the grace of God, the judge said, you guys are crazy. I'm not going to sentence this kid. He's a kid. Right? I'm not going to send him to all those years. So they gave me 300 hours of community service, and I had to write a letter of apology, therapy, a lot of stuff. But long story short, I took all that and I pled guilty so I could escape out of that whole nightmare. And that whole thing is just following me throughout my whole career. And I think any media that portrays me in a negative light, they say, don't support him, he's a rapist, he's whatever, and that hurts me. But I can't, but I have to wear that. I have to put that on, and I have to explain my story. I have to explain what happened so it doesn't happen to anyone else.